Hi guys, it's Keely Moore and I'm doing my final reflection post for this class. I'm going to start off by some of my goals and what I did to achieve those. So my first goal was to work on my body movement, and for each speech I would start at the back of the room with my intro. I'd take a step to the left for the part one. For part two I'd go to the middle, and that was normally the biggest part, the most important information. But if I had especially important information, I would take a step forward so you knew that this was important. Taking a step back, I'd move on to part three in this part of the room, and then I'd end my conclusion back where I started. And I worked really hard for all of my speeches to follow that sort of pattern so you also could follow along with what point I was at, and so I could control my body movement. Another thing, one of my goals was my pacing and those awkward pauses. I worked on those by practicing my speeches with the pauses. When I was practicing, I would take a breath and then keep going. And then when I delivered my speech, I knew exactly where to take a breath, and I didn't get too caught up and then have to calm down and take a lot of breaths. Another thing that I really wanted to work on was my eye contact, but I realized through all these reflections that eye contact for me is easier when I'm actually in front of a room and I'm looking at real people than looking at a camera. Looking at a camera, my eyes tend to wander. So some things that I think that still need work from the beginning of the semester are my tone of voice. I think that I still have a very light voice, and sometimes I don't think that if a topic is serious enough, my voice portrays that. So I'm really working on not only sounding excited all the time, which is good, but not all the time. So one thing that I want to apply to my life is, since I love public speaking, I would like a career where I can do public speeches, and I'm looking at a career for public relations and hopefully with a sports team. So I'll be able to give speeches all the time and get up there and do an impromptu speech about something random, or plan out speeches and use my body movement and eye contact and tone to connect with the audience. And one thing that I thought was really useful throughout this course was Monroe's motivated sequence. At first I really did not like it, but once I took a step back and thought about it, it really helps, and you can apply that to lots of different situations. And I'm excited to use what I learned with this and apply it to my future classes like argumentative writing, so that I can combine them and persuade anyone to do anything. But I also think it was really important, it was a really cool learning curve that we were in class and then we moved to completely online. And that's something that those skills, how to adapt so quickly, I think will help me in life. So thank you.